Welcome back to the Unity Terrain Basics series. In this video, we are going to look at the remaining sculpting features provided in the Unity Terrain Editor, as well as the Terrain Tools package that we've installed earlier. Let's begin. The Stamp Terrain feature allows us to add a shape onto the terrain mesh in just one single click. If we want to add a star, we can use the Stamp Terrain feature. When we click on it, the shape is immediately added. The height can be adjusted using the brush strength property. We may also use the brush rotation to change the direction of the stamp. In recent years, Unity has introduced the terrain holes feature, which allows objects to fall through terrain meshes. To paint holes, we simply choose the Paint Holes feature, choose a brush, and click on the terrain. And there we have added a hole. I've done some tests about this hole, and objects can truly fall through the terrain collider. To fill up a hole, simply hold left control while painting. Next, we will look at the additional features provided by the Terrain Tools package. As you can see in the Features drop-down, there are 4 submenus: Sculpt, Effects, Erosion, and Transform. These are the additional features. Let's start off with Sculpt. We can use noise to quickly generate the base shape. You can see I'm using a smooth brush, but this feature automatically applies a noise filter. The Clone feature allows us to sample a part of a terrain, and we can apply it to another position. The Terrace feature creates a terrace on the slopes, while the Bridge option allows us to connect 2 terrain points together and link them using a bridge. Let's demonstrate this. We select one point by holding down the Control key while clicking. After that, we select another point without holding down the Control key. You may want to reduce the size of the brush so it doesn't look that bad. And that looks much better. Then we will look at the Transform Pinch brush. This is like pinching on our skin. The brush will take one part of the terrain and pinch it up. I recommend increasing the brush size so it samples more surrounding areas. The Twist feature simply twists the terrain mesh towards the right. It looks quite bad, isn't it? We also have the Smudge feature, which rapidly changes the shape of the terrain. The Contrast feature. This feature is useful if you want to create canyons, craters, or gaps in the terrain. The Sharpen Peaks feature, as the name suggests, sharpens the peaks. And again, I recommend increasing the brush size so it samples more surrounding areas. The Slope Flatten feature simply softens the slope. And it is better to reduce the strength of the brush to make it smoother. The Terrain Tools package also supports erosions, which adds extra realism to our terrain. In our real world, terrains are often eroded because of the surrounding environment, like air, water, wind, and temperature. The Terrain Tools package supports 3 types of erosion: hydraulic, thermal, and wind. Hydraulic erosion is caused by water and waves. Thermal is caused by temperature. And wind erosion is of course caused by the wind. Hydraulic erosion can be applied to the coastlines. And this is what thermal erosion looks like. It will kind of smoothen out the terrain surface. And for wind erosion, you will see an arrow appearing. That indicates the wind direction. We can change this direction by adjusting the brush rotation settings. I will zoom into the peak so it's more visible. As you can see, the peak is being blown towards the wind direction. I find this feature particularly useful if we want to shape deserts and sand environments. Now we have created a hill using the additional features provided by the new Terrain Tools package. The new and the old features are interchangeable. They are just modifying the vertices on the terrain mesh. In the next video, we are going to look at painting textures on the terrain, and I will introduce an awesome tool to make your life much easier. I'm YellowFlicker, and I will see you in the next video. Stay tuned.